So there's this article that Vice did, and this is their mask stuff. So there's a couple things. Vice and Washington Post did a couple wacky, COVID rule things. The first one, the scientist finds putting pantyhose on your head makes your mask safer. Also, I've been liking saying that this guy wears a mask during sex. A ski mask. Not bad, right?
Classic.
But so they did this whole test to be like, oh, 2 masks isn't enough. What more can we do? You know what I mean? They're always looking to expand the masks.
Vice is getting up to it.
Does
Vice have like in-house scientists where they like it's just like some blogger who goes, okay, let's run this test.
Yeah.
What happens if you...
And they said, so these are the things that they tried. A better seal around the edges in mask means more protection from COVID-19. So they've dedicated their entire lives to more protection. I just don't understand how the more protection hasn't entered into other things. I know people have made this comparison, but how do you go, okay, so there's sort of a bad flu going around, right? Mm-hmm. And then they go, if you get this, it could be really bad for you. And they're at the point where they go, I've got 3 masks on. They've trying all these things. They've got a pantyhose attached to it to keep it. You go, so why are you not that safe about, don't get in a cab, for example, because they're likely to get in an accident? Like with the food you eat. I know that people always kind of mention that one, but it is funny getting it, because normally this stuff gets you turning into an OCD person where you got to have your kid wearing the helmet to an elbow pads to rollerblade, right?
But how do you argument is the contagious element of it is because it's highly contagious is the...
Well, do you think that these people are like that sexually right now, where it's because of their new thing, they're very very worried about anything? I want to know someone really very well before I ever have sex with them. I want them to have an STD test, all that stuff.
I can't imagine they're getting too much fucking ass.
No, this is a lot of the hipster types. I think that a lot of those people are banging. So I think it is a weird thing that, I know what you're saying though. The argument against it is that they think that they're saving the world from the contagiousness, right?
Yeah, which is fine if you want to protect yourself. Like, fucking go nuts.
Well, sure. But that's most people. It doesn't stop there, right? And they said from COVID-19, but the consumer level surgical masks and KN95s leave gaps around the sides. The researchers tested 7 different hacks to attempt to close the gap. So these are the things that came up. Tell me if you would wear them. Yeah. So one is you have your N95 top surgical mask on, right? Mm-hmm. And the first one there's trying to see if it works is taping the edges of the side with your face. So
I actually I looked at that when you sent me this, and then I was like, "What's going on here?" And then I go, "They actually take painter's tape,
and
seal it."
How good is that? Though, showing up on a date with painter's tape.
No, the best would be if you're you show up on a date, but then you also have any facial hair, so you're like, I just gotta stay safe.
So the first one they're trying is paint. The second is filling the sides of the mask with gauze. So you have a mask on and you have all these cotton balls in the mask to make sure that no air gets in.
These are mental people.
That's the second one. So the third one is binding the mask to the face with gauze. So they called that the mummy method. Oh, so that's essentially wrapping like a tensor bandage kind of style gauze around. So you turn yourself into a
the crazy thing is people probably are doing this.
I know. That's where they were trying. That's where they got them from. So then they're seeing which ones are the best.
What about just like a see-through garbage bag and then you just tape the neck with duct tape?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, what about a cinder block around your head with just a straw that comes out so you can breathe?
Or I think there's like kind of a viral thing of some dude and he has literally a fucking astronaut, like a punch bowl.
I've seen that going around. Yeah, some people there's always ones at the airport. With
the craziest now is when you see people with the fucking
the visor deal,
the shield, and you go that was a month,
and no one ever thought that worked.
Right at the beginning, that was people were wanting extra protection, but you're using that now.
The shield and the shield. The shield's a funny one.
I saw when I was in Miami actually last week or whatever, a couple weeks ago. I saw someone outside with mask and shield outdoors, which was crazy walking around.
That's fun to see.
It was hot.
So putting a knot in the ear hoops, so putting it so tight essentially that it's, probably hurting.
Yeah, of course.
So that's the other one. But no pain, no gain, right?
Nope.
No pain, no gain status. Another one is rubber bands around the front to create a brace against the mouth. So you're walking around with rubber bands. Other elastic around your head, like a kid that's trying to look funny for a photo. You know what I mean?
Yeah, totally. I'm like looking at this. I'm like, I can't even.
Putting a rubber band around your mouth, so that's one option. And
Like
then
I can only picture when they're doing the rubber band and the scientists go, "Is this why we got into science?
Yeah.
Is this why we're doing science? Fucking rubber bands around our mask."
And then the last one is a slice of pantyhose wrapped around your face. So you basically take a part of a pantyhose, and then you're basically like a robber.
Yeah.
So they're saying essentially you have your mask, one thing, and then on top of that you have, that is funny, but you do the full pantyhose like an actual bank robber, and then you just run into places. Like, I'm very safe.
Yeah.
Hey, stop! Hey, everybody, put your COVID tests on.
Well, nobody's taking robbers seriously anymore because of all this mask stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
You gotta have a real weapon or something.
Yeah. Fellas, thank you for watching that clip. Now, if you want to support this podcast, an easy way to do it is patreon.com/theboyscast. There's a new episode every week, only 5 bones, and we got tons of episodes there already. So support the dogs.
Support the dogs. I've been Bo and Yang.